Uzodimma. The details of that and more right there in the belly of premiumtimesng.com is where you find it. Bandits demand 145 million naira in ransom for 29 wedding guests kidnapped in Zamfara State. Boy, I don't know. I don't understand what is going on in some parts of the north. I know that this is not news. It's not the first time we're hearing it, but I'm thinking 29 people at once and there is nobody, to be there to prevent that. That's I don't know. Anyways, we move on from that. After losing APC primary, Lawan faces senatorial loss as placeholder refuses to step down. The details of that and more right there. PremiumTimesNG.com is where you'll find. Now take that a bit easy. PremiumTimesNG.com is where you'll find it. Don't forget, this is CitizenFM 93.7. It's the 15th day in the month of June. The year is 2022. I am Kemi Ashiko. Or you call me Kem. It's the news Zuma headlines on Citizen FM 93.7. We move on from that. Here it says Femi Soyinka dies at 85. Femi Soyinka dies at 85. Well, Femi Soyinka is actually all right, sorry about that. I had to clear my throat. Okay, Femi Soyinka dies at 80. Femi Soyinka dies at 85, and he died in the early hours of Tuesday at his home in Kukumada village, Ibadan, Oyo State. He is a renowned researcher and the former provost of the College of Health Sciences of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Right, he is the younger brother of Nobel laureate and professor of comparative literature Wole Soyinka. May God grant the family the fortitude to bear the loss. Right, we move on from that. Still on PremiumTimesNG.com, it says World Blood Donor Day. Poor funding, staff shortages worsen blood donation in Africa. That's a report from the WHO. Nigerians react as Peter Obi leaves for Egypt to understudy country's power and other economic achievements. Okay, the details of that and more right there in the belly of PremiumTimesNG.com. Politics, politicians, and we move on from that particular story now to Court fixes date for judgment on legality of Akwa Ibom PDP primary. Court fixes date for judgment on legality of Akwa Ibom PDP primary. The details of that and more you find right there in the belly of PremiumTimesNG.com. All right, still Citizen FM 93.7, and we are taking a look at PremiumTimesNG.com, the major headlines on PremiumTimesNG.com, and this one here, okay, the technology has a way of messing you up sometimes. All right, Citizen FM 93.7 Zuma headlines is what you're listening to, and we are taking a look at PremiumTimesNG.com. And here it says, ICPC arraigns businesswoman over 4.5 million job scam. ICPC arraigns businesswoman over 4.5 million naira job scam. Nigeria is an interesting place, People scam people who they should help. Also, I don't know. But then, if you'd like to respond to any of the top stories, don't forget at 7:30 you will get a chance to, make your voice heard and let us know your opinions or as regards to some of the headlines. A bit of entertainment from PremiumTimesNG.com. The artist Portable, his baby mama has welcomed the second baby. But if you'd like to find out the rest of that story, PremiumTimesNG.com. Still looking at a bit of entertainment. It says that Thames, that is Temilade Okpeniyi, popularly known as Thames, has been diagnosed with reflux laryngitis. All right, and she says she will be taking a break from music. All right, in the time being. That's one of the new entrants, maybe not so new entrants into the Nigerian music scene. And she says, according to her Twitter page, she says, it breaks my heart to say but there is no other option for me. I'm not feeling good at the moment. After my last performance, I was diagnosed with reflux laryngitis and have to take some time off to protect what is left of my voice. On doctor's orders, I have to postpone 2 shows this week. The Birmingham show on the 15th and the first London show on the 17th. Well, we wish her quick recovery, and hopefully she will get good medical attention and be back on her grind very soon. We move on from PremiumTimesNG.com to the front page of This Nigeria. On the front page of This Nigeria, the major headline says PDP zeroes in on Wike. PDP zeroes in on Wike. APC in fixed over joint Muslim ticket as INEC closes window on Friday. APC in fix over joint Muslim ticket as INEC closes window on Friday. The details of that in more This Nigeria is where you will find it, and that's talking about finding a running mate. 70% of senators not returning to the 10th Assembly. Lawan Rios. 70% of senators not returning to 10th Assembly. Lawan Rios. Bajabi Amila laments blow to reps too. Page 5, This Nigeria is where you'll find it. Still on This Nigeria, Nigeria loses $1.7 billion court battle against JP Morgan. Nigeria loses $1.7 billion court battle against JP Morgan. Details of that and more you will find right there in the belly of This Nigeria. IPOB queries attack on churches in Southeast. IPOB queries attack on churches in Southeast. Details there in This Nigeria. Tinubu's campaign in Ekiti won't alter resolve to vote for Oni. Tinubu's campaign in Ekiti won't alter resolve to vote for Oni, and that's a quote, because you know that Ekiti State is having an off-cycle election, a gubernatorial election, to pick the next governor of the state. And I see here pictures of the current governor, outgoing governor of Ekiti State, Kaide Fahimi, and the APC presidential candidate with a broom, and he's speaking into a mic, and that is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and then the APC governorship candidates Biodun Oyebanji, and the national chairman of the party is Senator Abdullahi Adamu during the APC mega rally in support of Oyebanji in Ado-Ekiti. Details of that and more you find right there in the belly of This Nigeria. And we move away from This Nigeria now and we head on to The Point. Now, the good thing about The Point is that you can always check up their website. Okay, you can always check out their website, and the website is The Point NG. Okay, thepointng.com, thepointng.com. The major headline for The Point this morning says Buhari APC leaders in last-minute hunt. What are they hunting for? Tinubu's running mates. Right, the writer to that story says El Rufai, Ganduje, Badaru, Shetima are front runners. El Rufai, Ganduje, Badaru, Shetima are front runners. The details of that and more you find right there in the belly of The Point. Vice Presidential candidates to be unveiled today. Okay, so we keep our fingers crossed and we hold our breath as we find out who the running mates for these, the PDP, the APC, the NNPP, the Labour Party will be. Still on the front page of The Point, OPEC predicts global oil demand to rise by 3.14% in the second half of 2022. Don't forget, all of these stories are available on thepointng.com. If you take time to check it out on your mobile device, you can find them and the stories in the belly of The Point. NAS angry over inadequacies in Electoral Act. NAS angry over inadequacies in Electoral Act. You would find the details in thepointng.com. Lagos, Ogun, Kwara donate 75 million to victims of Owo massacre. Lagos, Ogun, Kwara donate 75 million to victims of Owo massacre. The truth about it is Nigerians are not really divided. We love each other. We are only being thrown kites or every now and then, of division amongst us so that we can keep fighting ourselves. How kidnapped Anglican bishop wife driver were liberated. If you're interested in that story, you might just want to run straight to thepointng.com. You'll find the rest of the story right there. All right, we move on from that now to The Punch this morning. A very busy headline the front page as usual. And here on The Punch, it says, Muslim ticket, Khan others one parties as Buhari meets governors. PDP names Atiku's VP Thursday, which is tomorrow. The rider, Muslim ticket, dangerous. Declaration of war. Khan wants parties vow stiff resistance. What matters is responsible government. Hunger knows no religion. And that's coming from Tinubu's group. Constitution doesn't stipulate religion as a criterion for choosing VP, says Governor Uzodinma. Still on the front page of The Punch this morning, it says, our massacre Southwest governors to rejig security. Lawmakers demand attackers arrest. Details of that and more, you'll find it in the belly of The Punch. Dollar rises by 21%. FX shortage persists after party primaries. Fuel subsidy surpasses health, education, welfare budget. World Bank wants Nigeria. We really need to do something about this fuel subsidy. Fuel subsidy surpasses health, education, welfare budgets. World Bank wants Nigeria. Nigerians, are we ready for this conversation? Possibly not. FG 10 states plan 2,000 megawatts of grid power. FG 10 states plan 2,000 megawatts of grid power. 1.04 trillion naira lost to 2021 aircraft repairs in foreign countries. 2022, we can't repair our aircraft yet. Nigeria, we hail thee. Nigeria, you will grow, you will stop crawling, and you will become the giant of Africa. Imagine if all the other African countries were bringing their aircrafts here to Nigeria to actually fix it. All that money that we have lost to other countries, we will be gaining. We really need to think deep and stop trying to scratch the surfaces of some of the challenges that we have. The solution to leprosy is not a scratch. But that said, I'm die-hard optimist. The realist will soon come. Yes, the realist will soon be here. I'm a die-hard optimist. I keep saying that we will grow this country. 31 policemen dismissed, others sanctioned over 14,976 complaints. 31 policemen are dismissed, others sanctioned over 14,976 complaints. Now, we really need to give we really need to give kudos to the police force. Okay, they're doing quite a lot these days. Okay, in terms of making sure that the citizens have faith in the police force. Okay, it says here. This headline here says 31 policemen dismissed, over others sanctioned, over 14,976 complaints. And that shows that the police, current Inspector General Police is listening to the people. He's listening to the challenges the people are facing with the police, and he's ensuring that things are done properly. So if you have a complaint, if you have a problem with the police, the right thing to do is not to, fight back. The right thing to do is channel your complaints properly so that the bad eggs in the police force, are taken out of the force, and so that we must also understand that the police are our friends. If we don't have the police in our society, we will have a chaotic society and a society filled with miscreants. So yes, they do their part. We also must do their part. And kudos to the FPRO of the police too. Talking about Muiwa Adejobi, okay, who is on ground. If you have a complaint, just go to his Twitter, put it there. He will ensure that he tackles it some way or the other. If you're wondering what the Twitter handle is or the Twitter address for the police FPRO, it is at Prince Moye 1, MOYE 1. That's the the number 1. And make your complaints. We need to fix Nigeria, and it starts by us making complaints or making suggestions or making commendations when we do encounter the good ones. Okay, it shouldn't be complaints. We should have that time when we also celebrate them. So kudos to the current IGP, kudos to the current FPRO for keeping us up to speed and up to date as to all that is going on right there in the police force. And we move on from that to another headline here where it says gunmen abduct 2 in Ogun Church, 14 Kasina Bayelsa resident. Diesel price hits 1,500 litre. 75,000 filling stations closed, says marketers. Okay. Well, diesel price hits 1,500 naira per litre. 75,000 filling stations closed, says marketers. Okay. Lagos tenant rapes neighbor's 16-year-old daughter, commits suicide. Wow. This is a sad one. FG mom as colleges of education lecturers begin strike. Ondo blames economy as health workers lament unpaid salaries. Well, I think this is about it for the front pages. We'll take the Nation before we call it a day now on the newspaper headlines. The headlines for Wednesday, 15th of June on the Nation is a letter to Nigerians at Democracy Day by the president. All that the president said is right there on the front page. It continues on page 2 of the Nation. Above the masthead of the Nation, it says PDP panel OK's Wike as Atiku's running mate. Ugwanyo Kowa Udom dropped. Ekiti, Tinubu, Adamu, Akonde, 14 governors solicit votes for APC candidate. Killings, Akeredolu talks tough. That's about it. We're taking a quick break on the newspaper headlines. Oh, just before we go, I have here before me a weekly paper, okay, and it's called Abuja Digest. A weekly paper is called Abuja Digest, and the front page says it's news about Abuja and all that you need to know since we are here in the Federal Capital Territory. The front page says FCTA deploys over 5,000 solar-powered streetlights in Abuja. FCTA deploys over 5,000 solar-powered streetlights in Abuja, warns against destruction of facilities. The details of that and more you'll find right there in the belly of Abuja Digest Weekly. And here it also says DRTs inspect 10,665 vehicles. DRTS inspect 10,665 vehicles. FCT Minister inaugurates new area council chairman today. The details of that and more right there in the belly of Abuja Digest. Still looking at Abuja Digest Weekly, the front page, Democracy Day, PMB sues for peace, justice and fear of God. We need to live in harmony with nature. And that's coming from Adeshola on the front page of Abuja Digest Weekly. Development Control removes 1,000 illegal structures, recovers 50 plots of land. FCTA prepares 649 deputy directors for promotion exams. The details of that and more, Abuja Digest Weekly is where you will find it. And that's about it for the papers and just reading out the headlines to you. We move on now to the review. We'll take a quick break and we will be back with some of the notable stories. Don't forget, at 7:30, you get a chance to get your voice heard, your opinion known, and your take. Right. 0818-2222-205 is the number to call at that time. 0818-2222-205 is the number to call at that time. So a quick break and we'll be back with the review.
CitizenFM. This is our journey. We've had our finest moments and our darkest hours. Yet we pull ourselves back from the brink every time. We are a resilient people. We are Nigeria. And when we talk, we share our views on Talk Radio 93.7, Citizen FM. A people united will never be defeated.
Imagine what it is if all of us are united, if all the citizens are united, and we can, come together then to make a change in our nation. Good morning, Lawrence.
Good morning, Kevin.
How are you this morning?
Beautiful.
Oh, good. You actually sound beautiful. Taking a look at some of the major headlines here in the papers this morning. Nigerian Constitution not against Muslim ticket bandits kid. No, let's take it one after the other. Nigerian Constitution not against Muslim ticket.
Yeah, well, that's true. But there are so many other things too that the Nigerian Constitution is not against that we do.
Like what?
But for me, I think it's neither here nor here. Yeah. Whatever the politicians want to do, the ultimate power lies with the electorate.
Absolutely.
So whatever you put forward, if people don't fancy that, there are other alternatives. So I don't know why we are dissipating too much energy on this.
Or creating a storm in a teacup. Because in truth, how people worship their creator, I think it's a personal thing. Really, it's something that is between themselves and the creator, their creator themselves. Because I've never seen, say, for example, maybe except you see them in the mosque or you see them in the church. I've never really seen politicians, going to organize vigils, to say, okay, they're going to start clapping, that kind of thing. So I think that the way a person chooses to talk to his creator is a personal thing and that brings us to the issue of removing some of these things from our forms, the regular forms you need to fill. Your what religion are you? Muslim? What religion are you? Christian? What religion are you? I think that it really doesn't concern anybody. That's my own opinion.
Well, I sometimes we mouth some of these things and we don't mean it, we don't do it. I sincerely hope that as a nation we do what we think, we do what we say, and we also believe in what we say. We don't just take a position because it's convenient today. Tomorrow we turn around. If we are consistent, fine, no big deal. But I know that what goes around comes around.
Well, absolutely. Okay, we move on now from that, and we take a look at this story here that says 70% of senators not returning, and that's because they lost their party primaries.
Sad.
Why is it sad?
I know that a lot of Nigerians will say serve them well, but I'm looking at the bigger picture, because if you have 70% of the lawmakers out, so it means that when they resume, you're going to have 70% of freshers in the House, in the Senate, and these are people who are going to start from afresh, start learning the ropes, and every lawmaking is a serious business. Forget about how we do it here in this part of the world, but serious lawmaking. And that's always my point. Tomorrow we will now say, the quality of legislation we have is not good. Our lawmakers are not doing this and that. But from beginning, we have laid a faulty foundation. That's it. You cannot have an experienced lawmaker, or you cannot have a formidable institution as the Senate by changing lawmakers every 4 years. It just simply can't happen. But then that's the way we are, and we just have to make do with what we have. No complaints.
Well, Lawrence, you see, this is, I understand what you're saying, and I know that it is applicable even in the democracies that we copy. However, listening to the late MKO Abiola on Monday, one of the videos that we played here, where he said the doctors that maybe if we have to import doctors from other climes into Nigeria, they may not understand what malaria is. That malaria is peculiar to us here, and our doctors understand it. Now, what am I trying to get at? What I'm trying to say is our politics is peculiar to us here. And yes, lawmaking is serious business, but I do not think that somebody should be in the chamber since 1999 and still be in the chamber. We know the way we play our politics here; it's different.
There you go again. We pick and choose. When another argument comes, you now say, the way it's done outside this country, why can't we do that? You see? Let's be consistent.
I'm consistent. I think that we should grow our democracy to how it suits us.
We cannot live in isolation. There is nothing like a peculiarity of our own kind of politics. we're just deceiving ourselves.
Lawrence.
When we flood the electoral system with money, we say, oh, our system is peculiar. That's the way we do things. When we impose candidates on our electorate, we say, no, now, that's the way our own politics is. When we do a lot of things that are against this, normal practice, we say, oh, that's the way Nigerian politics is.
No, Lawrence, I think you're not getting what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is the Nigerian politics that we have, right, should not allow for, if a lawmaker, for example, if we have to say, okay, the only type of people that come in to be our lawmakers are this type of people, maybe that will make a change so that we don't have freshers in the chambers.
Kemi,
but somebody cannot sit tight.
Kemi, there's a reason the Constitution did not put a time limit or a term limit for lawmakers. It was for a purpose. If it was really bad, then they would have said no lawmaker should come more than 2 times or 3 times or 4 times. If your constituents believe that you're doing a good job for them, you can be returned as for as long as you want.
And if in the party the primaries does not throw you up, then you can go and let somebody else give a chance.
No, absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's it. So we're on the same page.
What I'm saying is that when you say no lawmaker should be in the House for so long, no, there shouldn't be something like that. It's for a reason that this thing is open-ended. So it presupposes that a lawmaker can stay there for as long as he wants. That's what the Constitution says.
And I agree, the Constitution is right, just as the same way the Constitution says religion is not a part of what is in the Constitution as to choosing a party's ticket. Okay, we move on from that now, and here it says, in the House of Representatives is almost the same thing too. And here it says APC in fix over joint Muslim ticket.
What's the fix about?
That's what it says here.
Let them just go ahead and announce the running mate. Forget all this fix. Giving the impression that, we're trying to crack our brain on how to get around these things. Look, we know all the optics. Go ahead, announce this thing. Heavens will not fall. Nobody's going to beat you.
Here it says, Tinubu's campaign in Ekiti won't alter resolve to vote for Oni. The Ekiti elections are on us. What are your thoughts?
I think 90% of people who are going to vote already made up their minds on who they are going to vote for. And in the election is barely 3 days from now, 4 days. So Sunday morning, we'll start getting feelers of the party that is. But you know that with the current situation in Ekiti State, you know that the APC is dominant in that state. And it will take a miracle for another party to pull a surprise.
Okay, so we keep our fingers crossed and our eyes on that ball. NAS angry over inadequacies in Electoral Act.
Not today. You see, sometimes when you read some of these things, you begin to wonder what these lawmakers or what these politicians take Nigerians for. There you are coming back from primaries, and some of them are crying over spilled milk and stuff like that. The ones who got a return ticket are gloating. The ones who lost out are crying and weeping and raising dust and everything. You should just see, you win and lose. When you win, you celebrate. When you lose, go and re-strategize. I also heard in that report, I don't know whether it's still part of that report, that the speaker was saying that, election is...
Lawrence, please hold that thought. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Olumide from Apo.
Olumide, good to have you on the station this morning.
Yeah, thank you. I just listened to Oga Lawrence. He's a master in this politics analysis. I like him. Thank you, Oga Lawrence. I do want to comment on this. The senators that are not returning. You said it all. Your comment, Oga Lawrence, it applies to a single country where things, institutions, they are the basis of democracy. But the questions I always ask myself, my friends, is that even the electorate, do they really know what the legislative arm of government means? And in most of the senators, the parliamentarians, they don't even know why they are going there at first. So if you look at the things in the country now, they have turned to, okay, let me put something in the budget for my people. To me, that's just the total summary of our people going to the National Assembly. So the issue of lawmaking, issue of building policies for making good governance, And if you look at the trend now, you discover that a lot of efforts have been on who's going to be the president. Meanwhile, if nobody is even talking about who's going to the National Assembly, where some of these policies and the building of institutions really matter and strengthen our democracy. Nigeria quickly forget things. Okay, look at the electoral matter. Look at how powerful the National Assembly could be. And forget about the one or two things that are not done properly. But if Nigeria is going to make it as good, the place to start is National Assembly. Although it's not going to be in a quick fix, but over the years, you can get it, like that. But I also want to support you that we need a lot of them to return. But the question is, do they even know why they are going there? That's it. It's a kind of a quagmire. We don't even know where we are going yet. So until the electorate knows why people should go to National Assembly, and even those who are going there also understand their duties, then we can say Nigeria starts. Thank you.
Thank you, Lumide. All right, 0818-2222-205 is the number to call. 0818-2222-205 is the number to call. And if you'd rather call our other lines, it is 0903-2229-797, 0903-2229-797. Okay, we continue with that this morning, and still taking a look at some of the papers this morning. Obi off to Egypt to see how they have 100% power supply. That's talking about Peter Obi.
Okay, and that's over the last 24 hours generated a lot of reactions on the social media, a lot of trolling and stuff like that. But no knowledge is lost for me. I don't know whether the timing is right. I don't know. I'm not one of his campaign. I'm not in his campaign team. So whatever I'm saying is just from the position of an onlooker. It's neither here nor there. Let's see how far it goes. But I would have thought that the Labour Party would have been doing their last-minute campaign in Ekiti State. But I also understand that the Labour Party has announced the collapse of its structure in Ekiti State to work for the APC. So perhaps maybe that's what discouraged him from going to Ekiti State.
Well, the fact that it's he just deciding to go to study how they do it in Egypt, it's another interesting part of it for me. But still talking about power, it says here that FG 10 states plan off-grid power production.
Just like they were listening to you, Kemi, yesterday.
Because it's about time we deal with this thing, quite honestly.
Sorry, I said, okay, they must have been listening to Kemi.
No, it's about time, really. It's about time. Let everybody start producing and generating power in their little corners. I'm telling you, in their own little corners, and then let it grow from there. Okay, and still on that, still on energy, diesel.
No, Kemi, were you really serious about what you read? 1,500 naira per liter.
Lawrence,
are you sure there's no typo there?
It can't be 150 now.
As in 1,000.
It's here. It's the front page of the Punch.
1,000.
Diesel price hits 1,500 per liter. 75% filling stations closed. That's a dead nerve according to marketers.
For production. So what's going to happen to production outfit?
Let me tell you a little story, Lawrence. I went to a supermarket yesterday. Not a very big one, but at least, it has a lot of things that you want to buy. And the system was off. And I said, okay, these are the things. They said they couldn't check the price. I said, They said, okay, let's use the UPS. They used the UPS thing, went down. I said, you guys are not ready for business. They said, we are ready for business. I said, if you're ready for business, why can't you can't check the price. I might as well take my money away. And then he said, okay, so that she knows that we are ready for business, go and switch on the gen. It's these big gens that they use. And I wept within. Because what it meant was that for organizations like that, unless they have power, and unless maybe a customer comes in to say the kind of thing I said, the customer will come in and go.
And sometimes it doesn't make business sense. Somebody wants to buy something of 200 naira, you now go and power the gen.
The thing is, even what I wanted to buy was much more expensive in their supermarket. But how could they have switched on the gen? And I will now say, I'm walking away.
You cannot begin to imagine.
And
so many companies are going to shut down.
Before you say so many companies, we are a radio station. We run almost 24 hours,
Yes,
and
on
many of the
diesel.
time we have to run on diesel
Yes,
at
exactly.
1,500 per liter. In any case, 0818-2222-205 is the number to call. You may also send in your WhatsApp messages. We'll take a quick break, and when we do come back, we'll be taking a look at some of your WhatsApp messages. You can keep them coming to 0818-2222-205. A quick break, and we'll be back with more. Do stay with us.
This is our journey. We have had our finest moments and our darkest hours. Yet we pull ourselves back from the brick every time. We are a resilient people. We are Nigeria. And when we talk, we share our views on Talk Radio 93.7, Citizen FM. A people united will never be defeated.
All right, CitizenFM 93.7. It is 17 minutes to 8. And, taking a look at some of your WhatsApp messages right now. This one here says, it is crazy how expensive diesel is right now. I really cannot run my business as I should. And I'm losing a lot of money. And yet, the prices of things are going up. I am Aisha. I'm texting from Apple. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, CitizenFM.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
It's Paul calling from Buhari.
Sorry, your name again? Paul. Okay, Paul,
yes.
please go ahead.
Yes. Thumbs up. I like your analysis this morning. Same thing too with your colleague, Richard.
Thank you. I'm Kem. He's Lolo.
Yes. Lawrence, sorry. Lawrence, sorry, not Richard. I love the analysis today. I think diesel for 1,500. Yes, did I hear you say that?
Yes.
According to the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning.
Yes, I think that's very good. It's very cheap. I think some of those lawmakers will come and feel the pain that we are going through. Then it will make those ones that will be going back to be responsive in their legislative duty. I think if I should comment about that, if you are not responsive in your legislative duty, it is the right of the electorate, whether delegate or whatever, to vote you out. There's nothing so bad about it. So, in as much as legislative activities is based on experience, but we are not getting it right in Nigeria. We're only going to make legislation that will suit our own what we want at that particular moment, which has not been very good. It is so sad that Nigeria, as a producing oil, as a member of OPEC, we can't afford to have refined products in Nigeria. And those outgoing legislators didn't see it necessary for us to get our refinery working, which is so sad. And power generation too has dropped to 9 megawatts. And if they had done all this,
it has risen again, but then it is what it is. It's not enough.
That's what I'm saying. I said if these so-called legislators, if they had done what they would have done, maybe they would have gotten a ticket to go back. That's a lesson. So let them come back and pay for 1,500 naira a liter.
When they are no longer lawmakers back.
When they are no longer there, then they will see how it feel.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lovely analysis.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, and we continue with the headlines. Lawrence, you want to react to any of that, or we continue?
No. The way Paul is saying it, they come back and meet us.
Abby, 0818-2222-205, 0818-2222-205 is the number to call. I think one of the challenges we also have in Nigeria is the problem of sycophancy, and there is a challenge that many politicians feel that they will perpetuate themselves in power, forgetting that nothing is permanent. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's your name? Sorry. I know who you are, but I'm trying to sort. Please call back, Patrick. I know it's you. Please kindly call back 0903 22 29 797. I wonder where Bode is this morning. I hope he's having a great day and probably tied up with some. Maybe he's looking for diesel. Lawrence, 1,500 per liter. Ha. I am officially scared. My voice, I couldn't even read the news again. Okay, then there is this rather sad story here. We talks about a Lagos tenant raping the neighbor's 16-year-old daughter and then committing suicide afterwards.
So painful that he committed that suicide. If it's possible to even bring him back to life.
Or flog his
so that he will face
the consequences of his actions.
It's such an easy way to die. I don't like that. You understand? These people should always stay alive to face the consequences of their actions.
Okay, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh yeah, introduce yourself now.
My name is Patrick.
My name is Patrick.
Patrick.
Good morning.
Good morning, Patrick.
Yeah, but I can't hear.
Yes, sir.
How body now?
Body day cloth, so.
Yeah, I don't know whether you read this headline. We are waiting to hear from FG. Say that.
No, I didn't see that. In what papers did you carry that one?
Punch.
Sorry?
The Punch newspaper.
The Points. Okay.
Punch.
Oh, Punch newspaper. Right. Okay, I'm just checking. But go ahead. Let's see.
I want to call Mr. President's attention to this ASU strike.
It's not on the front page though, but go ahead.
Really?
Yes, it's not on the front page.
But let me just go ahead because I saw it there. If you check, you will see it there. I just hope that Mr. President can just resolve this strike issue. Let us students go back to school. I don't know what is stopping Nigeria from implementing 2009 agreement. What is it in that agreement that if implemented, Nigeria as a country will not be we suffer? Please, Mr. President, for the sake of the future of Nigeria, all of this strike, give the to what they want. Let the students go back to school. Mr. President, I want to just ask you a question. If Nigeria cannot refine its own petrol, can Nigeria refine its own diesel? Or is it hard for us to refine diesel again? If it's that hard for us to refine petrol, that is the question for you, sir.
No, I think it's all the same now. It's a part of the outshoot of the crude.
The thing is, it's a process in refining crude oil. Okay, while refining crude oil, you now have the different things that's why it's crude oil. You now have you have diesel coming from it. You have petrol coming. Refining the same crude oil, then you have all the other elements in it, coming from it. So it's once we can refine our crude oil, we will have diesel, we will have petrol, we will have kerosene, we will have all the other byproducts of crude oil. So we're just
Patrick, my brother, it's one of the things that I have failed to understand in the last 20 years. I've wrapped my head around it over and over. I've read so much from people. I've listened to a lot of argument, but I still can't understand why we cannot refine the products that we consume in Nigeria.
The thing is, one of the first things that we were taught in basic SS1 chemistry is crude, as in refining crude oil. Ababio, one of the first, that's what it teaches you. This is how to refine crude oil. So I'm wondering, it's not rocket science unless we make it, and that's what we are currently making it to be here in Nigeria.
I think it's not due to lack of capacity or inability. I think it's more of a political thing, a corruption thing.
It's a corruption thing. I want to believe it's a corruption thing.
It has nothing to do with capacity at all.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? This is CitizenFM.
Yes, my name is Michael. I'm calling from Nasarawa.
Good to have you on the program again this morning, Michael. How is Nasarawa this morning?
Good.
Fantastic.
Yes. Well, I don't. When I heard about this diesel price raising to 1.5, I don't know the offense
we the citizens have committed in this country, you know. And all our politicians, they are busy, you know, running after the elections. That doesn't, any other thing is no longer their business. It's going to be a very tough one, you know, if we allow it to succeed. I don't know where to start. But when I heard this, and I fainted. Hey,
thank God.
Thank God you've been revived, though.
How many gallons of water did they pour on you?
Now God, it's just God. Hey. Anyway, well, let me also use the opportunity to beg all the politicians. Please let them do something. You know, they have the problem is that they have money to buy all of these things. You understand? But can they consider the ordinary masses? So even if they say a liter of it for maybe 2,000 naira, even a 3,000, they have the money to buy it. How do they consider the ordinary people who go to the pool to vote for them? You know? So let them put us into consideration. And then finally, for the issue of Muslim ticket we have been hearing, I think it's not going to go well if it happens like this. People always refer you during the time of Abiola and the coup and King Gibe. But what happened within the Abiola and coup, the understanding there, is it obtainable now? The answer is no. So any party who wants to do that a mistake, well, he will take that risk by himself. And of course, he's going to regret at the end of the day. I rest my case here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Michael. Okay, well, I think we can take a few more calls, but before that, okay, let me take this one. Hello, good morning. Okay, it looks like we lost you. You can try to call back. And this one here says, I think Khan needs to tread very carefully with this Muslim ticket. The reason being that religion and politics are two different things and very sensitive matters. If they misfire like that, it can create a lot of setback to their constituency. Take a look at what played out at the last. Please hold the line. Please take a look at what played out at the last political primaries. The set of people that put us where we are today belong to the two pronounced religions, and that is coming from Kola. Thank you for holding the line. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Maiwa. I'm calling from Wuse in Abuja.
All right, Maiwa, good to have you on the program this morning. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I want to talk about the refining capacity of our country, Nigeria. And I think I listened to Lawrence, almost summarized my thought, but I want to say something. You know, in the year 2008, I was living in a city called Onne in River State. And then during my stay in Onne in River State, there was a fuel scarcity then. And then I was buying this roadside, locally, traditionally refined fuel for my car. And then my car was working perfectly well. For months, I kept buying that locally refined fuel. And that particular year, a thought came to my mind. If this fuel is called locally refined, it means that local people refine this fuel. And I, as an end user, have used it severally and then did not affect my car. And I had a thought that alone is enough to answer the question of refining the fuel that we need in this country. We have the capacity. And then when the government took up the decision of going after the locally refined refineries, my thought has always been, instead of going after them, why can't you raise these people up, train them up, put them together, send them to China or somewhere, let them develop that mindset and capacity, and bring them back and empower them. Then they can continue the refinery work. Now, the summary of this is we can refine the fuel, whatever it is that we consume in Nigeria, but what we have is we don't have the political willingness to do it, because there are cabals in that area that if refinery is done, it's going to stop their earnings. It's going to stop their earnings, and they will do everything to make sure that they frustrate the possibility of refining process. That's one. And number two, about the Muslim ticket, it's not a crime. It's not in the constitution that it cannot happen. Yes, it can happen, but the fact remains that when we go to the poll, the decision is going to be made by the voters. Thank you.
Thank you very
Have a
much.
nice day.
We wish you same, and thank you for your contribution this morning
Appreciate it.
on the Zuma headlines on Citizen FM 93.7. It's 3 minutes to go. I think that's just a good place to just drop the anchor this morning. A very big thank you to Olumide, Paul, Patrick, Michael, Kola, Mayo, and of course to Lawrence Moite. That's the Zuma headlines this morning. Thank you for your contribution. May God help Nigeria. But then I cannot help but keep asking this question. Which way, Nigeria? My name is Kemi Ashekun. Loved ones call me Kem Kem, and I like it that way.